Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra,
We're ladies.
and we tangent.
What's up, everyone?
Hello.
We have some exciting news for you.
Yes, we do.
We are doing a virtual live show.
Yay!
Momenthouse.com/ladies and tangents. You can go and get tickets there. We are going to have some exclusive merch available. It's December 7th.
I was gonna say, can you see the ladies and tangents on my phone? I swear it's ours. December 7th.
December 7th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 p.m. for our East Coast people.
Yes.
And if you're anywhere else in the world, I don't know time
help you.
zones.
I'm so sorry. But you can still watch it.
Yes, it's going to be available for 72 hours after.
Mm-hmm.
So if you missed the live stream for whatever reason and you get a ticket, you will have access afterwards. We're going to have meet and greet options and after party options.
Yes.
So if you guys want to have a holiday adjacent, festive-ish time with us and celebrate
Our first live show.
Yes.
As live as we can do right now.
Yes, as safely live as we can.
Yes, yes.
Go to momenthouse.com/ladies and tangents.
Yay.
We will see you December 7th.
Goodbye.
I was editing the 100th episode, which I have 20 more minutes left, but I was editing the 100th episode. I didn't realize it was almost 2 hours long.
Oh my God, really?
It's like an hour and 45 minutes.
That makes sense. We were here for a long time
I
when we
know.
recorded.
But we did too.
Yeah. Oh,
But
but they were
then-
two very long ones.
We also, at one point, just started going like, it was so hard to sync up because I'm like, which clap is the clap?
Why did we do that?
Because we're stupid and I had a lot of tequila. I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
So yeah, ragweed is up in this bitch apparently in Ohio.
It is ragweed season.
And I guess that you can get allergies. Susan said that when you're pregnant, you can develop new ones or worse ones. I've never had August allergies. Normally they're in the spring.
I developed a sensitivity to peanuts
Really?
when I was pregnant. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't eat peanut butter anymore. I get severe stomach cramps.
Oh, I was really hoping this would go away. That makes me not happy that it's probably going to stick around. Ah,
Yeah. At least it did for me.
what a bummer, because I can't right now with this.
It's bad.
What's
up, everyone? Hello.
Hello. This is interesting because I feel like we're talking into the future. This one's coming out in October.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to record as many as we possibly can, so that
I'm
we
bringing
can
a
have
life into the world.
Sierra can have maternity leave.
Yeah.
And we don't have to skip any.
So how crazy?
No days off.
No days.
Hustle hard, boss babe.
Oh my God, boss babes, you better get out of bed right now.
Yeah.
And then you better get back in because we're not doing that today. How weird to think that I could have a baby right now.
What day is this coming out?
October 5th. But still, I'll be
hope not.
37 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that. Whenever I was 37 weeks with Forrest, I was like, get out.
Get out. I hope he Jesus. You said Forrest in my mind.
know.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm pregnant with him right now.
Yes.
I hope she stays in for as long as possible. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but it is possible.
Yeah.
Especially because I had my last appointment with my doctor and she was like, okay, 34 weeks, we're done with your shots. And if the baby comes, the baby comes. 35,
Yeah.
well, at 35, I think.
Yeah.
So that was crazy to think about because I'm like, that's in like 6 weeks.
Yep.
So
Isn't it crazy that
is.
like we have 2 full pregnancies documented?
I know. I think that's so cool.
So
I
wild.
always read messages of people and they're like, I'm on the episode where Jerry's pregnant now and it's so cool to know that like Sierra gets pregnant. I'm like,
No, Forrest is going to be a year old.
That's crazy.
Well, when you guys hear this, he is.
yeah, oh,
He's more than a
yay.
year old. I forgot. This is
Happy
so weird.
birthday.
We've never
I
tried.
know.
We've never recorded for the future before.
What do you think happened?
Let's make predictions.
Okay. Okay. September,
I
more
predict-
ragweed.
I predict that the sitting president will still be the sitting president.
Ooh, one can only. Are you sure? Because a lot of people say.
Well, it's either that or it's what, JFK Jr.?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those 2 people who's going to be in office.
Yeah. My prediction. I predict Bitcoin something.
Are we doing another mansplaining episode?
I want to
Because I want that to be one of the things that's
I
mansplained
don't
to us.
fucking understand Bitcoin at all.
I don't understand any digicoins.
No.
Is that one? I think it's all. What's the umbrella term?
There's an umbrella term for Bitcoin.
I think Bitcoin is the umbrella term.
Yeah.
Toim?
Toim.
I don't remember.
What is it? Just like digital money?
I don't know. That's
don't
why
know
I need it
anything about it.
mansplained to me.
I know.
It makes me very upset. I was the other day. I was derealizing. Okay. And I was laying over there on that play mat and staring. I was just staring. The kids were playing. I could like faintly hear them. And Shane was sitting on one of the small chairs. And I looked up at him and I said, "There's no point to anything." And he's like, "Excuse me?" And I'm like, there literally is no point to anything.
No.
And he's like, "No, Jerry, there's not." And I'm like, that's why?
Why do we do anything that we do?
Yeah, it's really frustrating to think about.
There's no reason.
Yeah.
You know what's the most frustrating thing? That
we
people
have to
told
stay.
us.
No,
yeah. But that people have told us that there is reasons.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's not.
Yeah.
Stop lying to me.
Yes.
I have to go to work for what?
Because that's the thing
To
is we
eat
just
food?
you just keep making up ways to pass time,
Yeah.
and then you monetize those ways to
Yep.
pass time, and so
that you can
people
eat food.
work so that they can enjoy the pastime ways. But then like everything got so expensive.
Do you know what I realized?
I predict things will still be expensive.
For sure. Probably getting more expensive. I realized while I was on vacation, because I was like, wow, I'm not sleeping as much as I have been recently. It's probably because I'm energized by the beach. Blah. And I think I just sleep to pass the time a lot of the times. Because I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be thinking right now.
I think that's called depression.
Yeah. I think you're probably right.
Yeah. I listened to our sleep paralysis episode.
Oh.
Because someone talked about sleep paralysis in the Fangens page, and I was like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
did we say? Like, did we, because she was asking a question, and I was like, I wonder.
I love when people ask us questions about episodes we did a year ago. And I'm like,
Well,
I
no,
don't know
I
anything.
don't think she knew about the episode.
Oh.
Maybe she did. I'll have to go back and look. But she was talking about her boyfriend having sleep paralysis,
Oh.
and if anyone like had any advice or like experienced it. And I'm like, oh, we did an episode, because I don't know. It's so weird. I have this complex where I hate assuming that anyone who listens to us has listened to us.
All of them?
Yeah. I just assume they've listened to like maybe one. Or even people who tell me they listen, I'll then tell stories and they're like, I know that. And
you
I'm like,
said that.
I don't like to assume that you know that. It's
Right.
just weird. But yeah, I went back and listened to it, and you were supposed to do a sleep study where you were not going to take naps.
Yeah.
And you were going to regulate your sleep schedule.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's difficult because Corey works nights. And so I'm just checking in on your sleep schedule. How's that going now that Corey's not working nights?
Well, now I'm still on the same. I'm midnights now.
Yeah.
And this time I blame it on the pregnancy. So let me tell you something. When I went on vacation, though, I was going to bed at 10:30 and waking up at like 7 in the morning. It
Well,
was wonderful.
are you going to do that? Are you going to keep it going?
No, I've already not done it.
I've already fucked it.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
But I have these allergies, by the way, if you guys hear me. It's not COVID. I did get tested. So
Yeah.
everybody, I don't want a bunch of messages.
Yeah.
I have these allergies, and so again, I think I'm sleeping to pass the time because I feel like shit, and I'm like, I don't want to be awake right now because
Yeah.
I feel like ass.
Yeah.
And I in my mind, I'm like, sleeping makes me better. So
It does, because in the sleep paralysis episode, you talked about how that's your cells regenerate then.
yeah. So
And we talked about them regenerating limbs, and just, there was a starting line involved.
did we? I really
It's a
got
whole thing.
I gotta start listening to us. Damn. But yeah, I did it the first night. I woke up way before Corey, which is crazy because he gets up at like 5 a.m. every day. So, but he had also stayed up later than me that night. He didn't have work the next morning. But then I took a 3-hour nap.
Yeah.
And so last
That's
night
long.
it was.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
We
ooh,
said you're only supposed to take like 15-minute naps.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was really not feeling well.
I feel that.
And also this kid is like sucking the life out of
Yeah.
me.
Last couple weeks.
Love you, but wow.
Last couple weeks are rough energy wise.
Ooh. And I just feel like mentally I have a lot going on. Oh, guess what happened to me today?
What, today?
Yeah. Something kind of traumatic.
What?
I full on pissed everywhere. Because
What?
yeah. Oh yeah. I was doing research on my couch and I had
On your couch this
on
time?
my couch. And I sneezed and it shot out so forcefully I thought my fucking water broke.
That happened?
It was not a little.
Yes.
It was like a puddle this big on my couch. I also wasn't wearing pants. I just had underwear on. And then I was like,
See?
oh my
you
God.
learned your damn lesson about layers yet?
Yeah, I need to layer up more. Because there should have been. So it was like out to here. And I looked down and I was like, that's for sure my water. Because there's no way I
You
just.
thought you sneezed your water?
I did.
Someone's going to tell us they did.
I know. And then I went to the bathroom and it smelled like pee.
Yeah, you can
turns
tell
out-
when it's urine.
Yep. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, now I have to rub my nose in it because.
In the urine?
Yeah, because my dogs, when they pee. No, we don't actually rub their
Oh.
nose in it, but. They do get in trouble when they pee on the couch. And I went back out and they were both staring at me and I was like, I know.
I get it.
My bad.
You're just
okay?
marking your territory back.
You're right. This is my couch. But it was weird. I've peed myself before. Pregnant. It's happened. But never like, I didn't even feel like I had to pee.
Yeah.
And then it was just so much. And I'm
Yep.
like, where the fuck did that come from?
It's
Like
just,
if I was holding
I'll
it.
see myself out.
Yeah. I was scared.
Yeah.
So that was traumatic. Because I
Um,
called Corey and I was like, for sure my water just
Oh,
broke.
yeah.
And then I went to the bathroom. I'm like, it is pee.
Well, that happened to me with Ollie one time. I was like leaking throughout the day.
Same.
And that's what I was worried about. And so I went immediately to my doctor and they did a test and they're like, that was just pee. And I was like, good,
Well, that's.
good. I took the day off, but that's fine.
I had been like kind of leaking a little bit throughout the day just because I've been coughing and sneezing a little
Yeah.
bit. But each time I'm like, is it pee or is it? No, it's pee.
I have a friend who just posted this today. So she put it on TikTok. I'm assuming this is okay to tell. You don't know who she is, so it doesn't matter. If she listens, I'm really sorry that I didn't check with you about this, but this is too good of a story not to retell. But she said she's also pregnant. She was going to a friend's house and it was like half an hour away. She stopped to get gas and she also has a 1-year-old and her 1-year-old was sleeping in the back. And she's like, well, I can't go into the gas station because
Right.
he's asleep. I don't want to wake him up. What do I do? So she's like searching around the car, trying to find something. She couldn't find something. And then she was like, idea, I'll grab a diaper. And so she grabbed a diaper.
She peed.
She peed into the diaper. And she said it worked.
Yeah.
So life hack, you can pee
Brings
into
it-
your children's diapers.
Well, we went on vacation. We had to drive very far away, and I had to pee like the whole time. I was
Yeah.
trying to stay hydrated because, traveling and whatnot.
Yeah, you got a problem with passing out.
Yeah. But it was also annoying because if I was staying hydrated, then I had to pee constantly.
Right.
So I did the old McDonald's trick. I don't know if my sister put it on her Snapchat. Sorry.
I used to tell my dad Snapchat was called Snatch Chat.
Snatch chat.
Anyway,
It should be.
that was a Snatch Chat.
McDonald's cup.
First
They're
of all,
the
you
best
said,
cups to. I know McDonald's trick.
but you just said McDonald's cup or McDonald's trick like it's a common thing, and I can confidently say I have never done this.
Really?
Yeah.
They're the best cups to pee in. Really solid. You ever try any other cups? One time I was peeing into a cup. I do this a lot. I'm really trying to get to
First
where
of
I'm
all,
going.
imagining you in a car with your pregnant body trying to get into a position where you can pee
in the front seat. It was very difficult.
and dangerous.
But and also my son was in the back, so we had to he's very good. I was like, Mom, we
Yeah.
need some privacy. So we looked away, but I had shorts on that were like athletic shorts.
Oh.
I just pulled them to the side. Nobody could see.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
The old pull it to the side.
Yep. Anyways, one time it was like a plastic cup and I squeezed too hard, and then the crack happened.
No.
And I was like, I need another cup stat.
Did you have one?
Yes.
How
McDonald's
many
cup.
cups do you have in your car?
I was staying very hydrated.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I rode a bike for the first time today.
Ever?
No.
Okay, I was like, wait, this
No,
is not
we're-
something I didn't know.
No, remember, I used to pretend my bike was a horse.
That's right.
So that is I feel
Sorry.
so bad for you.
It's really bad.
This is going to be one in like 6 months where we're like, guess what? It probably was.
Guess what? It was COVID. No, I
you
got
tested. Why am I having a hard time talking today?
Me too.
It feels maybe it's because we're in the future.
Yeah.
But so we bought this trailer for our kids to ride in the back while we're on a bike, and we bought it without having any bikes. So then when I went to my parents, they had 2 bikes. So I go to ride this bike. My mom rode in the Peloton, and the bike seat is like 50 feet into the air.
I can't. Why do people do that?
It was so difficult. It
can't.
was so difficult. But then I got to thinking
I'm
about,
trying to sit with my ass all the way in the air like that.
well, they had 2. Luckily, Shane took that one
Good.
because he's got longer legs.
Yeah.
And then I took the other one. And I was going down memory lane with him and my dad
Oh.
and talking about how good of bike riders we used to be. I used to love riding with no hands.
Okay. I love that. I could do it all the time.
That was the best. I would ride no hands and I would like text.
Yeah. Oh, I could do it forever.
I would go turns. I
Because
would,
you just have to turn your body a little bit and then the
Yeah.
front wheel turn. Oh, we were good at that.
but you and I right now are like reliving our glory days.
Yeah.
But if you saw someone riding with no hands right now, you'd be like, fucking why? What are you doing?
Yeah. For what?
Yeah.
You big dumb idiot.
Yeah.
What, are you having fun?
But like when I was doing it, I thought it was the coolest thing in the entire world.
It was
But
the
like
coolest thing.
in my head, I kept thinking, I am fucking an athlete.
My
Look at me.
balance is out of this world right now.
Right?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it now. Couldn't do it now to save my life. My core gone.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely
Because I
gone.
don't know if it was like my center of gravity, but my balance is shit now. I could barely ride a bike with my hands.
I did let go at one point in time, and I did it for like 4 pedals, and then I had to get back on because I was like overcompensating. I wasn't any good at it anymore.
Have you tried to do a cartwheel recently?
I did one today.
Oh my, what?
Yes, and a round off. Something about being in my parents' backyard.
How?
I was 7 again.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sorry, I have to do gymnastics.
I did. I did. And you know what was like the most embarrassing part is I made my kid watch me. I was like, Ollie, watch mommy do a
Mommy's
cartwheel.
gonna do some tricks.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And I did.
Aww.
Yeah.
I can't fucking do a cartwheel to save my life anymore, let alone a roundabout. What's it?
Round off. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think I was in gymnastics for like a year before I was traumatized by the leotards. And I'm able to do a cartwheel and a round off.
No, but seriously,
They are.
they are. There's no reason for them. But yeah, I can't even do I don't know. I don't know if I'm like center of gravity or I'm like heavier in different. Well, obviously,
You
pregnant
definitely
now, I
can't do one right now.
No, but I tried like 2 years ago, and I was like, "What?
I'm
Can't get
surprisingly
myself
great.
in the air."
No, God, I'm so fucking embarrassed of
No.
myself. Before I did one, I literally like did arm circles and like stretched myself out because I was like, you gotta get ready for this.
You have to. You can pull a muscle,
I know.
and that's scary.
I know.
We got shit to do. We're adults.
And my mom looked at me and she was like, you better make sure your arms don't give out. You better make sure your arms don't give out and you don't fall. And I'm like, thanks, Mom, for the confidence.
Why would you put that on me?
I
right
know, no pressure.
now? Wow. But
My
you
kid's
didn't.
watching. No, I did great.
Thank God I didn't
His
do it in front
face,
of my
he
kids.
was like, oh my God, my mother is a star.
I love that.
I felt really good about myself.
That's so cool.
I don't feel like you're afraid to laugh.
I
So-
am because I don't. If I laugh, I'm gonna get into a coughing fit, and I'm scared.
I know.
that people
And
are
when
gonna
you
think
don't laugh,
gross.
I'm like, gotta abort this story because
Yeah.
it's terrible.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm trying so hard, but I'm like, do I laugh? And then we have to cut so much out because I'm over here spasm
Oh.
coughing.
Well, do it for my ego at least.
Okay, I will. No, I'm doing it. You've allowed me.
Okay.
Have you ever been around people that like are sick like this or have like bronchitis or
Not
something?
in the last year.
Well, yeah. But and then you know how you and I are, where we just try to make people laugh.
Yeah.
But then you feel like an asshole because every time you do, they go into like a 4-minute coughing fit. And
Yep.
you're like, I caused this. I did this to you. I'm sorry. And they're like, no, keep going. It's funny. They're wiping their tears, but also like hacking up. And I'm like,
Okay, kind of in that vein, but not really. Rachel and I were talking today about wedding photos, and she was saying that she's like, do you ever look at the photo and you remember what you said to them to get that reaction?
oh, yeah.
And she's like, I just think I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling. Like, yes, I can tell you why they're laughing in this photo. I was shooting a wedding, and never does the photographer get acknowledged. Normally, if the dad's going to give a speech, or if anyone's giving a speech to like a thank you speech for attending, they will thank like the wedding coordinator or the venue or the caterer. Those are the florist. Those are the people. They're like, all these people made this day possible. And the photographer's just standing in the corner like, I'll go fuck myself. That's fine. Thank you. I'm happy I'm here.
You guys will love me in like about a week or so. You know what I mean?
Like, give me 4 to 6 weeks and you will be so pleased that I was here.
Yeah, I don't really know how long
promise. Oh, well, it varies.
Okay.
But I think my contract says 6 to 8. No one has ever waited that long, but
You have to say it just in
I
case.
do know that that's standard. Anyway, but at this wedding, the dad's giving the toast and he brings up the engagement photos.
Oh,
And he's like,
that's
you
really
know,
sweet, actually.
I know. He said, you know, we always liked the groom and we always knew there was something special about you guys, but your smile in those engagement photos made us realize how special he was. And I was like,
Oh,
that was me.
I did that. Wait, so he didn't shout you out specifically?
No,
But he
but
did in a way.
I meant the smile was because of me.
Oh,
I'm the one that made her smile that way.
you're like, toast to me. He's actually in love with me and my humor.
I literally stood there with my camera, like, getting ready to accept my award, knowing, like, I'm so happy. I want it to look like they are their most genuine, happy selves together.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it's because
you.
of me.
Yeah.
I said something to make them happy. Give me the cake
Yeah.
or something.
They just look over at you and smile, and you're like, that's love, baby.
They look over at me and they're like, take this picture. And I'm like, I know what to do. No worries.
I will fix this for you.
Yeah.
I'll make you look like you guys really want to get married
Yes.
or are in love. You did that. I remember you did that for me and Corey, and people were like, how long had we been dating then? A month? 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 3 max.
Yeah.
When you took those pictures of us, and everybody was like, oh my God, they've been together for years,
They
right?
thought they were engagement photos.
Yes, and I was like, no, we were just really kind of drunk. Actually,
Yeah.
we both got a little tipsy, and then we were just laughing
Or
at
you're
things
just-
that you were saying.
Both comfortable with
Yeah.
me, and I make myself look like an ass.
It was
So-
fun though, and that was before you were you really like in the thick of doing engagement and wedding shoots then, or was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Were you? I didn't know. Oh,
Yeah.
you were trying to do like home shoots. 'Cause
I
was
just
like,
wanted
why
to-
did you use us?
Well, because you're good-looking people, and I
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to. I wanted to take your picture.
Thank you.
Sometimes I just want to like try stuff, and
Yeah.
so I find people like that's why. Anytime Matt and Amber are around, I'm like, you guys want to take pictures or no?
Yeah,
You guys want to go here and take some photos? Let's do it.
it was so fun though.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Sometimes I just like to get creative with people and try weird things.
We did. We did some really weird.
You
we did some weird
shotguns-
stuff.
You shotgun some beers. You
Yep.
did some airplane things.
Oh yeah, he airplaned me.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
was
I think I
fun.
posted a photo where you had your like head into the air and your neck was all exposed, and he had his face into your neck. And I believe the caption was something about chicken wings.
Me when I'm around chicken wings like that. Yes.
Yeah. Look at her like she's a plate of chicken
Yeah,
wings or
that's
something like
it.
that. You know,
Those
like
were
you're
fun.
delicious.
Yeah. I wish I am. Ew.
I taste like a hot wing. Oh.
I am a spicy. So today.
speaking of spicy,
Great segue. Oh my God.
is it?
No, but we tried.
We're talking about nursery rhymes, right? And like their origin stories.
Because guys, it's crazy, but like, did you know that most of history is fucked up? And then we try to make it like, no, it's cute.
Well, I just remember there was a girl who like went viral on TikTok because
She's who I used. I have her at and everything.
Well, everyone says that we look alike.
I know.
So, what's her name?
Her name is, I wrote down her Twitter at Mackenzie, but I want to make sure I get her last name
Is
right.
that her on TikTok as well?
Yeah, so her at is at Mackenzie Barman.
Hey, Twinnie.
Yeah, girl. So I did a couple from her, and then I have a couple from a website.
Yeah.
But I knew about them because...
well, I knew the Ring Around the Rosie. That was
what
my
I was gonna
first
say.
one.
My very first one was Ring Around the Rosie.
That everyone's like...
Realization. They're
Yeah.
like, sorry, what is it about?
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, it's about the plague.
Awakening.
Yeah. Ring Around the Rosie. So the Rosie was a rash that you would get when you had this plague.
Wasn't it the bubonic plague?
I don't know. When I looked it up, it said just a plague.
Oh.
The Great Plague of Europe. So probably.
Was there a...
How many
A
plagues
not so
did
great
Europe-
plague?
Yeah. The mediocre plague.
yeah.
So I don't know. But the Ring Around the Rosie, and then they would start smelling like death before they died. So they would put posies, which are like
Pocket full of posies.
pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Which was like, because
they cremated them?
Well, yeah, I think 15% of people were dying at that point.
Yuck.
That's a lot of fucking people.
I
50
know.
It wiped out 15% of Europe. Which is fucking crazy.
I don't know how to do math, but that sounds like a lot.
Seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot.
And when you think about percentages, like this was something that I realized when people were talking about COVID, when they were like, it's a 97% survival rate. It's fine. 3% of the American population is still like a fucking billion people. Like, I don't even know if that's true, but it's,
Let's check out that math.
I know there's like a bill. Hold on. It's at least 1 million.
I was going to say, we're doing numbers here, and I don't know how...
Just type in, yeah. I might be thinking of the world's population.
I was going to say, the United States has 325 million people, so the likelihood that 3% is a billion is not high.
I was definitely thinking of the world's, I think.
1.6 million households fall into 1% category.
See, 1/3 is, or what am I trying to? 1/3, I said 3%. So the global population is 7.8 billion. That's still not 3% is a billion, but I meant a million. Honestly. Anyways, what is it? 1.6 million?
That's no. I'm doing this math.
Go, girl. Get it.
325 million. Almost 10 million.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Hard swallow!
Sorry.
Sorry.
There's no way I can hard swallow.
I know, but
it's
like
when you look at me that I get scared and then I hard swallow.
it's so frustrating to me to hear, like, to have a reaction to it. Like, I don't enjoy being frustrated by people's mouth sounds.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy having the shivers go through my body and me feeling like I am vibrating.
Yeah.
Like, I've now started to become frustrated by Ollie's mouth sounds, and it's bad because he's experimenting with mouth sounds, and I'm like, this is my nightmare.
Yeah, I cannot handle this. It's only when you look at me or I realize that you're paying attention that I'll do it, because then I get that's when I get nervous and I feel like, hold it.
It makes my whole body just like...
and
it's annoying because I know that I do it.
Yeah.
I know that I have frustrating mouth sounds that someone else could be triggering, but I don't notice them. And so I feel like a hypocrite, but like I cannot control how it sounds in my head and makes my body feel.
I've had to, my mom just commented on this while we were on vacation. She was like, that was really good how you handled that. But I have sensory overload issues, especially when I'm stressed out, especially in the morning when anytime I'm getting ready for something and feel like there's a time. Yeah. Or just like, I don't know, other times. But Noah in the morning will just like make like mouth sounds
Yeah.
or talk, but
Yep.
have no purpose for
Yep.
his talking. He's just talking out loud to
Yep.
himself. And I had to be like, my mom was like, I didn't even notice it. But at one point I had to turn around and I was like, Noah, I need you to, Mommy is having some sensory overload problems. And so either can you go in the other room and do that or
Yeah.
just like quiet it down a little bit because I cannot handle that. And
Yeah.
it's not you. And I love you. My mom's like, you handled that so well. Because I was like, I was this close to snapping. And then I did it
That is the
nicely.
last straw
Yeah.
that you saw right there.
I was like, I just can't. I can't.
Yeah.
But okay, ring around the rosy.
Yes.
Pocket full of bows, guys. We all pawned out. Okay, then what other ones? Do you know any other ones before
That is
I
the
tell you?
only one. Well, I mean, I have seen her TikToks before, so I
only took
don't
from
remember
2
them
of her
necessarily, but
TikToks.
the one I remember most vividly is the old man who bumped his head. The it's raining, it's pouring. The old
Oh,
man is
yeah.
snoring one.
He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really have a backstory. It's just he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. It's all, she always gets me with the tears in her eyes at the end, where she's like,
Well, I was gonna say
"You get it."
it's kind of hard for me. She's one that I have a difficult time watching.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a me problem. I get uncomfortable when I see people like emotional like
Yeah.
that. Like
She's
scrunched
good.
up. She's so good. How do
Yeah.
you cry on command like that? And
No,
one
I think
time
she's an actress. I think that's like her profession.
she's good.
Yeah.
One time I was like, that's got to be eye drops. But she gets like her nose and everything gets
Yeah.
red. Like she's literally
Well, she. I went.
full of emotion.
I deep dived one time. I was just scrolling through all of them, and one of them was her like going through her process of making herself cry.
Really? Did she
Yeah.
pinch herself?
No,
Oh.
she just feels it.
Thinks about really sad shit?
I don't remember. I just know that
Oh.
I watched her. This has been a while.
Well, she does it so well that it makes me uncomfortable. So good for you. Okay, we'll talk about Jack in jail.
Okay.
So Jack and Jill went up to hill, fetched a pail of water. Jack fell down. He broke his crown. Jill came tumbling after. The most common theory surrounding the story's origin is that it's about Francis Louis the... Oh, God. Why didn't I look that up? Louis XVI.
XVI. That's 10, 5. That's
16.
the 16.
Louis the 16th. And his wife, Marie... Sorry.
XVI.
And his wife, Marie Antoinette, who were both found guilty of treason and then beheaded. So
Louis the 16th and Marie Antoinette were both
they
beheaded?
were married. Yes. You didn't-
Wasn't there a... Was it Henry VIII who just kept cutting off people's heads?
Is there a song about him? I am Henry VIII, I am. You know another one?
I like bacon and ham.
Is that it?
Nope. I just was trying to find...
Oh,
Something that
I'm
rhymed with
Henry
him.
VIII, I am.
Nope, don't know it.
I don't know if that's... Maybe I heard it in a movie. But that's it, really, that they just got beheaded. That's the point of broke his crown, and then she came tumbling after.
Oh.
They beheaded them. Yeah.
The head came tumbling after.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
This one's pretty fucked
To
up.
fetch a pail of water. Is there some is that the treason?
Yeah, what happened? I don't know what were they treasonous?
I don't know.
My mouth is giving up on me. It's like, you know what? We've done enough. I think we quit. I don't know what treason. I know there was something with Marie Antoinette and cake.
Yes. I
But
heard
she
that
was
wasn't
like-
true.
Really?
I heard the phrase is like let them eat cake, but I was told that like she never said that.
Sorry, I knew it.
It's okay, that one wasn't as bad.
Quiet.
That
I
one
got
wasn't
scared.
as bad.
Well, I think it was something about like they weren't taking care of poor people or something.
I don't know shit about
Why am I
dick.
talking about things like I know things?
I know.
Jesus,
There's 1 billion people is 3% of the population.
in America.
You guys ever want proof that you should never listen to us for any kind of anything?
Why do I
It's
even speak? Like, by the way, sputum. I get it.
This is a month later.
Okay. Sputum.
If you guys listened to
not
our scandal
sputum.
episode a month ago, Sputum was the word.
Was the word.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have gone as well with my super clever dad joke. Sputum.
I like that. Okay, this one's really sad.
Okay.
London Bridge is falling down.
Oh.
Falling down, falling down. London
Yeah.
Bridge is falling down.
So it's not, how come every time you come around my London Bridge wanna go down like, let's play some basketball.
Fergie was something. Sometimes I think she was a fever dream that I had.
I love Fergie.
So do I. But also I'm like, I don't know. Remember when she was in that music video and the people, she was all like grinding up against them. They're the ones that can't move. No. I don't know what they're called. And I'm not going to pretend like they're soldiers, right?
But
they can't move.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything
what
about them.
are they called? They're the
Parliament?
No, that's like part of government. It's the guys with the tall hats, with the chin straps. I know what you're talking about. Did I ever tell you a guy we went to high school with? One of her songs, Big Girls Don't Cry.
Okay.
I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
Like our senior year. And I blared it in my car and was just like scream singing it at lunch. And I told him that was my favorite song. And he was like, oh, what are you, chasing rainbows with the rest of the basketball team? So he was telling me that song was like gay, I guess. And I was like, yeah, maybe I am. What of it? This song still slaps.
Like,
okay.
That's such a weird thing.
Get you and your homophobia out of my car and let me listen to Fergie in peace.
Oh my God. I hate teenage boys.
No.
I don't think we have a very big demographic of them. So I think I could say that.
I was like, what about this song makes you think that? But also, yes.
Yeah, but also, if so, mind your business.
Yeah.
Try to explore my rainbow.
Stop dulling it.
Yeah. Okay. So the one that is the saddest, but also kind of makes the most sense. Do you remember when you would do London Bridge? London Bridge is falling down. You had your arms up with people.
Oh, that's Eiffel Tower. Sorry. I've done neither, I don't think. London Bridge, yes.
And then when you fall
Take
down,
the
you
thing and lock her up. What is it?
I don't remember.
Take the key and lock her up.
Yeah. Well, sadly.
What if there's people who've never heard these nursery rhymes before and we're just like skipping them? London Bridge is falling down.
Falling down.
Falling down.
London Bridge is falling down. My Fair Lady.
Oh, I was like, my dear brother. What is it?
My Aunt Sally.
Yeah.
That's My Fair Lady. Well, the sad thing is, the theory goes that in order to keep London Bridge, which they built, upright, the builders believed that it must be built on a foundation of human sacrifice.
What?
And that those same humans, mostly children, would help to watch over the bridge and maintain its sturdiness. So when they say, and they lock her up, they're capturing you, and then you're in the bridge, in it.
What?
So
are you telling me there are people in London Bridge?
They say there's no archaeological evidence to support it, but that is a big theory that they built it on human sacrifice and built children into the bridge.
I have chills everywhere. Gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah. And if that's not true, who fucking came up with that theory?
Yeah, and put it on the internet.
And are you okay? Because I think methinks no.
Methinks I'm not sure. This Mackenzie girl, that's one of the things that she put. So I dug deeper into it because I was like, I gotta know about that. And that's what I read.
My word.
Yeah. So the next one is Mary, Mary, quite contrary.
Quite contrary.
Contrary.
Contrary?
Contrary? Mary,
Contrary.
Mary, quite cunny.
Quite cunty.
Mm-hmm. This says,
I don't think I've said that word on the podcast.
Cunty?
I think people say hunty sometimes. I don't know what it means, but they say it as like a term of endearment.
Yeah.
I'm glad I know that. So I was like, what's up, cunty? So sorry,
I'll
Dad.
say this one. Sorry. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With cockle shells and silver bells.
Cockle?
Cockle shells.
What the fuck is a cockle?
No, we don't know. Oh, we will find out.
Oh, you hold on there.
You just wait. Cockle shells. Hold on. God, I had to.
You're fine.
And silver bells and pretty maids all in a row. So, this is about Queen Mary the First of England, aka Bloody Mary.
Wait a minute, like Scary Bloody Mary?
Yeah, she was a murderous psychopath.
What?
Who?
Hold on, Mosby, come here.
She reigned as queen from 1553 to 1558, and she was a fierce believer in Catholicism. Because of that, she executed hundreds of Protestants, and it was said that she put them in her garden.
What?
Also, silver bells and cockle shells are torture devices. So they're like, "How does your garden grow, Mary?" And she's like, "With dead bodies."
Ew.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So there's that one.
With Protestants.
Bringing it back to Bloody Mary, we're going to talk about 3 blind mice. So
You've said her name twice in that way,
Ooh!
and it makes me scared. Please do not say it again.
I'm not looking into a mirror, right? That's what you have to do.
I don't know.
Then she pops up behind you.
I don't know. I will never. I don't mess with that. It's the Catholic in me.
Oh, I understand. You got a thing for Protestants, or like, what's your deal with them?
I have no beef with anybody.
Okay.
Mostly because I don't
Care.
I don't care.
Same.
Yeah.
So apparently the trio, the 3 in question, were a group of Protestant bishops: Hugh Latimer, Nicholas Radley, and the Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Cranmer, who conspired unsuccessfully to overthrow Queen Mary, and then they were burned at the stakes and their eyes were taken out for their hearsay.
Wait a minute. What is the phrase?
3 blind mice.
3 blind mice, see how they run.
I
I don't know that part.
No one ever knows.
Well, what is it?
It doesn't say. I don't have that one. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Okay.
They all ran after the farmer's wife who... Damn it, give me the rest of the fucking lyrics.
They all ran after the farmer's wife.
Who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice?
Ew, even that's creepy.
Yeah, they all ran after the farmer's wife.
Ew, I don't like how you sing it.
Ew, me neither.
I think that's why it's so easy to incorporate.
We just block those out.
I just think that's why it's so easy to incorporate nursery rhymes into like scary movies.
Well, they're freaking creepy.
Yeah.
And little kids doing anything is creepy as fuck. Little kids enjoying themselves, having fun, laughter.
All you
have
have
you ever heard a little, like, children's laughter in the background? Scary movies has ruined.
Scary movies?
Yes.
Yes.
But, like, nowadays, if I go past the park and I hear, like,
a swing moving really slow. Listen, you record a playground and just play it back slowly. It's terrifying.
So creepy.
Like a hopscotch game, terrifying.
Oh, my
A
God.
jump rope, terrifying. Jump rope's terrifying anyway because it'll freaking whip your ankles, and that's an owie.
Children singing?
But like,
absolute no.
3 blind mice, see how they run. Like, it's terrifying.
It's so scary.
Y'all ran after the farmer's wife.
Cut off their tails with a butcher knife.
No. Well, I wonder. I'll have to look.
It.
I'll have to look at Christmas.
Carving knife.
Whenever we have a park near us, I think we've talked about it before, but they always have Storybook Lane.
Oh yeah.
And in Storybook Lane, you can drive your car through, and they have all of these like giant wooden nursery rhymes.
Yep.
And they all move. So like you get to read these stories, but some of them are like that.
Yeah, creepy.
Yeah, and one of them,
the one with the mice, she's got a knife.
Yes. And then there's one with the old maid who lived in a shoe. Mm-hmm. She's sitting on the shoe like spanking a a kid's butt.
Yeah, well, because if you listen to that was another one Mackenzie had up, which is not anything that you can really go into depth, but it's very much about poverty and living in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived in a shoe and she didn't know what to do. She couldn't feed the kids.
Yeah.
And then when you see that, you're like, oh, so more stereotypes, I guess, about parenting and poverty.
Yeah.
Kind of yucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are my two favorites.
Okay.
They're the last two I have, but they're good ones.
Okay.
Humpty Dumpty.
Mm-hmm.
Humpty Dumpty sat
Used
on
to be one of my favorites.
It was so good.
Yeah.
What do you think Humpty Dumpty was?
An egg.
Right, but they never fucking say that.
I
so
know.
Why do we think he's an egg? Is it just because when they drew it, he was always an egg?
I guess.
Because when I read about this, I was like, why did we all think he was an egg? They never say it. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
He was
Humpty
a king
Dumpty
egg.
Had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Right.
Yeah.
So it's about King Richard III.
Mm-hmm.
He was the King of England and the Lord of Ireland from 1483 until he died in 1485. Fun fact, Richard had severe scoliosis.
Oh, wow.
So he was thought to be humpbacked.
Got it.
Hence Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, rude.
I know, kind of like
kind of bullying, but
right.
Okay.
Well, in 1485, he was riding his horse into battle. They nicknamed Wall. Okay. And while he's in battle, he falls. When he falls off his horse, he is viciously bludgeoned to death so severely that his men could not save him.
Oh,
Or put
damn.
him back together.
Yeah.
And he was the last king to die in battle.
They're like, we can't keep taking our kings out here.
No. And so that's the real story of Humpty Dumpty, was about King Richard, who fell off his horse in battle and then was
Do you think it started out like telephone? Like they were telling this story of him and they're like, can we like speed this up and maybe make it sound good?
fell off a wall, had a big fall, couldn't be put together again.
They were just like rapping.
Yeah, the kids are like, I love this.
Yeah.
Why don't you sing that to me before I go to bed?
Yeah.
That's
sick.
beautiful. This next one's the worst one.
Okay, good.
This rivals London Bridge because this is real.
London Bridge is sick. This is real?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's not Rosie Posey.
Oh, yeah. Ring Around the Rosie.
Ring Around the Rosie.
That's actually pretty sad as well.
Yeah, that one's gross.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
From Shrek?
The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Do you know the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane? Well, Frederick Thomas Linwood was born in 1563 and died in 1612. And in 16th century England, it was common to have fresh foods delivered to your house, much like in like the 1950s in America, we did the milkman kind of thing.
Yep.
So a lot of bakers would deliver like breakfast foods in the morning. A really common one was muffins, not so much like American muffins, but more like the English muffins, you know?
Yeah.
So the Muffin Man, Frederick, would make these deliveries. And he would tie a string around the muffins when he put the parcels on the porch to kind of play with the children, to like lure them. And
I have the creepies.
he playfully would lure them away from the steps. The kids, thinking it was a fun game, would chase the muffins, which led back to his bakery, where he would kill and torture the children. What's his name? Frederick Thomas Linwood was known as the Drury Lane Dicer, and he was the first known serial killer in England.
I have goosebumps on my face. That's another one. There's got to be a horror movie about that. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. That's how it would start.
Ooh.
And then you would just hear like
the little
like
kid laughter.
His spatula. He probably doesn't use a spatula.
His muffins? What do bakers use?
I don't know.
A whisk?
Yeah, a whisk.
Oh.
Gross.
Yeah, so that's all the ones I have that are like interesting. There's other ones like Goosey Goosey Gander, which we
What?
Yeah, I mean, if we have time, I can, but they're not as fun as these ones.
Got it.
Do you want to talk about Goosey Goosey Gander?
We can. What the? Fucking never heard of
That's
Goosey
what I'm
Goosey
saying.
Gander.
Goosey Goosey Gander, whither dost thou wander? Upstairs and downstairs.
Gander is it Gonder? Wander?
Gander and wander. Oh, maybe it's Goosey Goosey Gonder? That
No,
doesn't
it's got to be
sound-
Gander
It's got
and
to be Gander and wander.
well, that's annoying.
That is annoying.
That's a should situation.
That's not how we fucking rhyme.
Yeah.
And in my lady's chamber, there I met an old man who wouldn't say his prayers. I took him by the left leg and threw him down the stairs. Oh, look at his face. He's very upset that he got thrown down the stairs.
He seems shocked.
He's not happy. So apparently, after England turned Protestant following God damn
It's
it.
so
Hold on.
crazy that all of this, like a lot of this has to do with children and religion.
So much of it, which was all they had back then.
Yeah.
So King Henry, I believe that's the 8th. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
VIII?
Yeah, baby. I did it. King Henry VIII's creation of the Anglican Church.
Anglican.
Thank you. There were plenty of Catholic priests who refused to follow the Protestant faith. So to avoid punishments, they set up small rooms in their homes called priest holes. Don't love that word.
Nope.
That's not a phrase I like at all.
Uh-uh.
And then they would pray in those. If they were found praying in Latin, as the Catholics do, they would be, they would be thrown down the stairs or put to death.
King Henry VIII, I'm pretty sure, was the one who was just straight killing people.
Yeah. Well,
he stay murdering.
Apparently they did that a lot to these people. So wait.
I love that their way of problem solving
It was
stuff
like
was just like,
Protestants versus Catholics, and there was a big like, fuck you,
Yeah.
no fuck you.
well, that started with Mary.
I think it started with him. Or wait, which one came first?
She was in 15 something.
This
When was
doesn't
he?
say.
I think he was after.
It said after they turned Protestant, so it must have been a.
Mm.
The next, here we go around the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go around the mulberry bush so early in the morning. Was the song was actually written, I guess technically, and sung by female inmates at a prison in England's Wakefield prison, and they were exercised by running around this mulberry bush.
So they made up a song
Yes.
to pass the time.
And
That's
kids
so
were like,
sad.
this is fun. Yeah.
What a catchy tune, ladies.
Love this. You ever heard of Georgie Porgy Pudding and Pie?
Yes, he's one
Really?
of the ones on Storybook
That's
Lane.
right, because it's weird. Wait.
Georgie Porgy Pudding Pie stuck his thumb.
Kissed the girls and made them cry.
Yes.
When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. I love Georgie Porgy. Makes me think of the movie It. Hey, Georgie.
I watched that movie one time. I don't remember anything about it.
I read the book.
I just know it scared me.
The book scared the shit out of me.
I
Talk
won't.
about a book that I was reading that when me and Corey were first dating, and he would be on midnights, and I'd have to read that book with my bedroom lights on because I'm like, I can't fucking read this in the dark. It's so
No.
scary. So Georgie Porgy refers to English Duke of Buckingham. Yep. George Villiers, who was rumored to be King James I's lover.
Ooh.
Yeah, but there's no proof of the relationship. But it was evident that King James was very fond of Georgie, and he gave him a lot of money and titles. But George's good looks are very well documented. And it's said that he earned the wrath of several husbands because he would have sex with their wives.
Oh.
Sometimes not always with their consent.
Oh.
Yep. Which is why I kissed the girls and made them cry.
Sick.
That's where that comes from, you sick motherfucker. And it said, we get why the girls cried and why Georgie Porgy ran away when the boys came out to play, a.k.a. So, and then at the very end it says, is your childhood ruined yet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
it has been since 9/11.
Yeah. Since before that,
I
honestly.
know. Since,
But
yeah.
they just keep putting
Piling
nails in the
on.
coffin, don't they?
So there you go, guys. Those are the best ones that I could find for you. I hope you liked them. I don't know.
That was terrible.
Did you
Thank
learn something?
Nothing good, I can tell you that.
That should be a t-shirt. Sorry, that was terrible. Thank you. That doesn't sum up how everybody feels about my interactions with
I
them.
know.
It sounded like it came from over there.
I thought it came from there.
Okay.
I don't know, though. It sounded like this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it was. Anyway, now I'm freaked out, so that's great.
It's the London Bridge Kids.
Oh my God. The London Bridge Kids sounds like
That's a fucking
a Mickey Mouse Club situation.
yes.
Hey guys, we're the London Bridge Kids, and we're here to show you the new dance moves.
I love
1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
And 1 and 2. Do you want to know what dance moves I did when everybody else was doing those ones, like the ones that you got? My stepmom had Carmen Electra's fucking striptease. And she was like, girls, do you want to do these with me? And I was like, I'm 11, but yeah.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. You really shaped my fucking life.
Well,
yeah, guys, there you go. There you have it. It's awful.
Yeah. I think another fun one to do would be like theory, like they're like, I don't know what they're called, but they're like fan theories about like TV shows or because
those are so good.
One that comes to my mind is like the Rugrats one.
Yeah.
There's like a really dark Rugrats theory.
Do you guys know it, or do you want me to tell it to you?
I feel like we should do an episode about it.
Okay.
Like,
Because that's really
dark.
good. That one is really good.
Yeah, kids show theories or something like that.
And they make me so sad because then I'm like, that would make sense, but also that really ruins a lot of my childhood. Yeah. I love that idea.
I saw a TikTok of a girl watching Rugrats in Paris, and at the beginning, Chucky, they're at that mommy and me dance or whatever, and Chucky doesn't have a mommy, and she's like, none of y'all bitches went dance with Chucky. How dare you?
That really was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That would hit different now if I watched it. But because I saw her cry, I'm like, I know I'm not emotionally prepared to handle whatever is in Rugrats in Paris right now. So
as children, we're like fine, but now that we're mothers, I'd be like, oh Jesus Christ.
I know. I think I always felt bad for Chucky, but
me too. Chucky reminds me of Noah.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
He gives heavy Noah vibes.
He really does.
Yeah.
Where Noah was so cautious. I love him, but when we went on vacation, he was just the most like, are you sure that's safe? Maybe we should just not do that right now. And I was like, no, it's okay to be a kid and have fun, but he's always thinking of like, maybe it's anxiety.
I don't know where he could get that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But he's just always like, just cautious. Not in a bad way. Not in like a...
Just in a, I'm not trying to end up in a bridge way.
Yeah. Yep.
So...
Exactly.
Or at the Muffin Man's. So...
Oh, yeah.
Well... That's all we have, guys, for nursery rhymes, and we'll catch you another time. This is very weird. I don't know how to end this because
we don't know where we are at in time and space with you right now.
Yeah. So we hope you're all doing well. We hope you've been doing well. We hope
we're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope we're doing well.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you next time, whenever next time is.
Yep.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.